What it do? Moan on the beat here with the one and only Schoon to the moon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
and
it.
we are down here at Black Liberty Studios, and you already know what we're doing. So look, we just dropped our project Retro Soul is Super Dope Part 1, and this is our first project that it's almost like a compilation project. And what we did was we took inspiration from different time periods. Me and Schoony, big avid lovers of the 80s and 90s time period.
No doubt.
I actually got inspired to play the board years ago back in the get from how Schoony put together chord progressions. And Schoon, tell them where you get your inspiration from when it comes to like the 80s and 90s. Like what about it?
Man, it was just the warm feeling of it, man. Like you can't escape it. You can't escape it. It's just everywhere. I think a lot of people got their inspiration from that era.
Exactly.
For real.
And it's like when and again, for those that don't know, me and Schoony met years ago in the Go-Go's. And Schoony just had an interesting way of playing. And one of his go-tos that I would love were the leads and the way he played leads. But over the course of time, after I started kind of like playing like that and trying to master that art form of the lead, when I started hearing 80s and 90s tracks, I'm like, oh, this is where Schoony get the vibe from.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So today, we're going to break down our first track on the project, which is called Ecstasy. And each of the songs on this project was taken from a specific inspiration song from that era. So this one was kind of like from a Sade-ish type of perspective. I love Sade. Sade is like one of my favorite artists. You know what I'm saying?
Goatress.
The Goatress. You know what I'm saying? So Retro Soul is out now, streaming on all platforms. Link is below in the description. So it's two parts. We got this project that we dropping, and we have some other projects dropping this year. And every time we drop a project, we're going to have two different versions of it. We're going to have this actual songs where Schoon, me, Janae, Disco Fever, and a lot of other dope artists come together and we create dope songs out of them. But we also drop all the tracks as instrumentals as well. And on this project right here, we have two different versions. You don't want to miss either one. So if you're not following us on Spotify, make sure you're following on Spotify, lock in, or whatever streaming platform you listen to, lock in. Again, the link is below to the beats and to the project itself. So without further ado, we're going to get into it.
Let's do it.
What was the inspiration behind this vibe? Outside of it being Sade, like, how do you know where to go for a particular era?
Well, I mean, when we discuss where you want to go, to me, once you say the type of vibe you want, it's certain chords that's going to automatically give you those vibes. So now it's just a matter of, our formula. We'll sit around and we just dibble and dabble till you say, that's it.
That's our formula,
No
and it's always been like that for years. Like Schoon be in this world, he's like, no, give me what you got, and it always work out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the beat real quick, and then I'm gonna go into the different aspects of the beat. So I'm gonna crank it. Here you go. It already take you somewhere just right there. And then when it dropped down, that's the beat. Now the interesting thing about this beat, it is not too much going on.
At all.
In all, it's probably about, 6 sounds probably cranking. But it's a nice bop that's consistent. And with me, I always like to start with the chords. Schoony's multi-talented to where he could start with the drums or the chords. I could too, but I always like to go with the chords because what does the chords do?
Feeling brings the feeling.
Chords brings the feeling, and it defines where the track won't go. You know what I'm saying? So Schoon, what was the chords on this song?
Basically.
So we had the, what was this?
That's the
we had a pad. So I'm gonna give you the sounds. We had a pad. We had the acoustic bass.
Right.
We had electric, and then we had arcade.
That was it?
That was it. And then the drums, we had the shaker, kick, snare.
Yeah, that was it.
And that was it.
Drum shot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what was holding down the melody was really two sounds, which was the chords, which was done in electric, and then the pad. So these are the chords right here.
I was doing this. I was doing that. Woo-hoo-hoo. So all I'm doing, B flat minor, A flat major. Woo!
So let me ask you, what took it the second to last chord?
Bass define the chord.
Bass
I didn't
defines
even
the
move.
chord.
So look, B flat minor triad. It went to the A flat major, and now that's bass still a B flat. So bass define the chord.
So you kept the chord and you just changing the bass.
That's all I did.
So that was bass defines the chord. Make sure keys course you'll learn that. So as that was running, I'm gonna play each individual track as he plays it, so you can get an idea of what's going on. So right here, he just laid the pad. The pad was phenomenal. I don't typically give out what the name of our sounds are, but this sound is the analog voice, and the analog voice will always give you that sound. The sound is amazing. Here it is. You know what I'm saying? It just feels good.
It's just warm.
It takes you there. You know what I'm saying? And it's very warm. Now with this, what we did, we doubled it up with an electric, and then we had a bass. We had a upright, acoustic upright on the bottom of that. Now let's let them hear what the acoustic sound like real quick, Spoon.
Sure.
Now here with the pad. Woo! Now, Scoon, that roll, what was that? When it comes, tell people about that.
I mean, it's all I did was try to simulate like upright bass. They can pitch the notes.
Okay.
And all I tried to do was simulate that. So.
Woo! That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. And what does that do to like a track? Like, what would you say that does to a track?
I mean, I think it gives it a nice little. I mean, it's bending, of course, but it's like it's a suspenseful move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, what's going on?
It's like a signature. You know what I'm saying? To let you know I'm faking. Like, you know what I'm saying?